Still reminiscing, think about the fly days. Nothing like them 80s summer NY days. Hop on the NB 5 days. Mopeds, pro kids, city split 5 ways.
Hello, my 9 to 5 grinders, my work life champions. Welcome to an episode of Mixing Business with Pleasure. I'm your host, Kia Brown. This web series is being brought to you by my company, Willow Management Consulting and Willow Hire Online Career Board. If you're an employer out there looking for great talent, feel free to go into my career board to find the qualified individuals that you need to help your company to exceed. And of course, if you're a job seeker, feel free to check out my career board as well. But besides all that, I'm so excited that you're here with me. This is my first web series. This is the first episode of my web series, and I'm so glad that you are a part of this experience with me. Today, we're going to be talking to Mr. James Dickey. He is not only a chef and owns his own catering business and has his own cookbook out called Simple Eats, A Salt to Taste, but he also has a 9 to 5 grind as well, which is a financial professional who he works for a global financial institution where he helps other huge global companies invest their money into the stock market and present and produce wonderful 401k results for the employees. So, it's very dynamic to meet someone like that, because if you're anything like me, when you fill out your 401k package, when you get a new job, or even, when you go back to renew it, you just pretty much pick your large cap, your small cap, your medium-sized caps, and whatever else is your preference, and you send it off to HR, and you don't really think much about it until maybe the quarterly report come out, or you may, look at the stock market and see how it's doing from time to time. But this is an individual who's right there in the midst of it. His hands is on our future so that we can retire in a good place and be happy individuals in our senior years. We can take those cruises and those vacations that we're sitting here thinking about and dreaming about today throughout our career. So he has a lot of good insight for those who are in the finance field or who's interested in maybe embarking into the finance field, and just kind of giving you some insight on what you can do to advance your career and possibly do what he does as an investor for a global financial institution. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to check out the information below as far as the websites, how to connect with James Dickey, and also how to connect with me. That's going to be at the bottom of the YouTube page there. And of course, your comments and any feedback is always welcome. So thanks again. Stay tuned, and I'll talk to you soon with Mr. James Dickey. A wonderful cookbook. I met James originally. James was a photographer for a career fair I gave him about 3 years ago. So to find out that he's a chef and he has his own catering business, I was like, I felt so left out of the loop. But I'm glad that, I got that text message he sent out one day letting everyone know about this amazing accomplishment. This, ladies and gentlemen, is not an easy feat. So that's one of the questions I wanted to ask you. How did you go from having a hobby of cooking, a love of cooking, to jump right into a catering business and a cookbook? How did you make that transition?
As you get older, you want to leave your mark. Doing something that's different. Because there's 1,001 cookbooks out there. There are plenty of people that take photography pictures, but you want to do something that, at least for myself, for my family, that I can say, hey, I did that. That's me right there.
Right.
And especially with me having my daughter. I wanted her to also see that, anything that you put your mind to,
yes,
you can do it. So it went from cooking to, hey, you know what, this is kind of here. Let me write this down and see if it works. Let me try this. Or if you watch the Food Network, you're like, oh, I can do that. Simple.
Right.
Let me put my own twist on it. And then next thing you know, you have 10 or 12 things that you can cook pretty well. People are like, oh, I love when you make chicken, or I love when you do fish, or
right.
Oh, let me write these down. And then it just started to blossom from there. And even things that some of my friends make that we may make together, or I may get an idea from one of them. A couple of my friends that I do the catering with, they do ribs really well.
Okay.
So, because I wasn't going to do ribs, I would do everything else in the world, but not necessarily do ribs. Right. And then I learned a thing or two from them, so I could start doing ribs on my own.
Right.
So it's just a growth. It's just a growth thing. Whereas you start one thing, you learn how to do it, you do it a couple times because you need to test it out, and then you finally get to where you want it. I can write that down. And so it ended up being 160 pages of me.
Yes.
Playing around and doing things that I know I can do well. Now, mind you, in that book, a few of the recipes in there don't belong to me. Like I don't eat banana pudding.
Okay.
But my mom makes some of the best banana pudding I've been told in the world.
Yes.
So
yes.
her recipe's in there. I've tasted it. It's good.
Right, it's solid proof.
It's good, I don't eat bananas, but it's in there because it's a quality product.
Oh wow, I gotta try that. I love banana pudding. And what I like about it is that you have a subtitle saying "a salt to taste." Because when you catered my cookout 2 months ago, we literally did not have to put any additional seasoning or salt on the food. I didn't even really have any leftovers, you all. That people left me just hanging without any leftovers. But that goes to show how appreciative and how good his food really is. So I highly recommend Simple Eats, a salt to taste cookbook. And just before we, switch gears real quick, what are the top 3 dishes that your clients usually ask for their events when you cater for them?
Normally, it's the grilled chicken, the same chicken that you guys had.
Yes, that was wonderful. That was good.
We did my alma mater, Lincoln University. We did a tailgate.
Okay.
For the class of '97, they wanted the chicken.
Oh,
we gave them
okay.
the chicken. They loved it. Of course, the macaroni and cheese. I stand by that.
Yes.
And then
I stand by that too.
And then it's a toss up with the third because I personally like you can either do the fried chicken, the buttermilk fried chicken.
Okay.
Or you can do the buttermilk catfish.
Oh, wow.
Which is really good.
That sounds good.
We have grilled asparagus, Parmesan grated asparagus.
Okay.
Which is really good. So, I mean, I don't have a favorite, but my top 2 would be the chicken and the macaroni and cheese. And then I also do a jerk lamb.
Okay. Wow.
When I make it at the house, like people go crazy over that when I make it at our cookouts.
You cannot go wrong with jerk. You can jerk anything, and if you know how to jerk good, I actually had your jerk chicken a few months or so ago when you had, you were selling dinners and everything, and that was really, really good. And I'm a huge fan of jerk chicken. I don't eat anybody's jerk chicken, so I can definitely vouch for his, so definitely check that out. He also has a bomb Instagram page where he show all, different pictures of his food that will just make your mouth water, so make sure you check that out as well. Again, I'll have links to his information, his social media at the bottom of my YouTube page. And what we're going to do is just switch gears real quick to talk about what you do as a financial professional. Can you let our YouTubers know what you do?
Not a problem. My main 9 to 5, my main source of income, I work for a financial institution based here in Baltimore, where I'm a global client reporting specialist, which is basically I handle the accounts of our clients.
Okay.
I give them, whether it be daily, monthly, weekly, quarterly, however often they want it, I give them the performance of the funds that whatever particular company is invested in. I give them that data, whether it be on a spreadsheet or through, I should say, the Excel spreadsheet, or whether it be through what we call our monthly portfolio updates.
Okay.
Which is something that all it is just a statement of a particular fund that anybody can be invested in, but it just gives you the history of the fund for that particular month. So if it happens to be small cap growth fund, it gives you the performance of the small cap growth fund, the NAV of the fund, how the fund is actually performing for that month. It gives you how the sectors invested in the fund are doing. So it gives you all that information.
Okay, and just to back up a little teeny bit, James is, responsible for helping huge companies that are household names, for instance, make investments. And so it's just really interesting to meet someone who has that background, has that capability. And, what are some of the, key skill sets someone would need if they're interested in that type of position that you have?
Well, in my particular position, on the day-to-day, basically, like I said, we're just we're doing the reporting. It's called client reporting.
Okay.
So basically, we report to our clients. Basically, like as an example, if we were doing Willow tree or whatever, we were saying, hey, you said, hey James, I want to know, I need a monthly performance for my company. So we would just, if you're invested in small cap growth, I would give you the monthly performance for the small cap growth fund as of. This November, so as of October 31st, as of the month end.
Right.
So each month I would provide you with a statement or information that would let you know the reporting for that month or the performance for the fund for that month.
Wow.
So that's basically what I do every day, all day.
Right.
9 to 5 every day. And
you mentioned that you don't necessarily have to have a background in finance to be able to work for a financial institution.
No, like with a lot of companies nowadays, and I'm sure like you've heard the commercials that the colleges are trying to get you into to get you enrolled just for you to actually get a degree. And although sometimes you need more than just a degree.
Right.
But just having a degree in general can get you in the door. So if you have a literary degree, as I said, with the information that we provide, a lot of the static stuff that we provide on a monthly basis, they have commentary that goes with it. That commentary needs to be written by somebody that hopefully has some sort of literary background.
Right.
So that will go a long way in working for a financial institution, because that's something that we provide on whether it be a monthly basis, a quarterly basis, a weekly basis. Commentary goes out to our clients that explains in detail how that fund is performing, whether it be good or bad.
Okay.
If you were a lawyer, not a lawyer, if you were in business law, or if you were planning to be a lawyer, that can help you getting into a financial institution, because as you know, financial institutions get sued all the time.
Right.
So you need lawyers, or even with the information that goes into the products that we provide, there's legal jargon that needs to be put in place, or legal disclaimers that need to be put in place in the event that something goes wrong with that particular fund or with a particular client.
Okay. And what attracted you to your field? Because a lot of the YouTube viewers, they have a background in finance. They may currently be in the finance, profession, or they may be interested in transitioning into that profession. So what is it that attracted you to it, and what is one of the most valuable skill sets that you think help you perform your job at an optimum level?
So performing a job at an optimum level, that's just a matter of paying attention to the things that are going on around you. Like you learn skills as you go along. So luckily, I've been able to adapt to some of the things that have happened within my own company and adjust my skill sets to fit the needs of my company.
Okay.
That's one of the things that anybody, no matter what you're doing, things are ever changing. Worlds are forever changing. The economy is forever changing.
Right.
So you have to be able to adapt.
Right.
I've been able to adapt in certain situations, and sometimes it's benefited me. Sometimes when I was slower to adapt, the progression within the company was slower. That's one of the things that, lucky enough, I've been able to play around with, adapting to different situations to make me a better employee. Because of course you want to be a better employee. The better employee you are, the more you get paid.
Oh yeah.
So that's one of the things that has helped me throughout my career. One of the other things that just to be involved in, ask questions. Like when you don't know, ask questions. Be open to criticism. At the same time, don't be afraid to be not. I don't want to say be wrong, because you don't want to be wrong when you're dealing with people's money.
Right.
But at the same time, if you don't know something, you have to be able to speak up and ask questions. You don't want to guess. As I said, in my particular profession, I'm handling somebody else's money, so I don't have the opportunity to say, hey, well, I think this is what they want, and I submit to them. The next thing you know, that's not what they wanted at all, because the customer will let you know, hey, I didn't want this. I don't know why you provided me this information.
Right.
So it's just one of those things. It's like it's an attention to detail. That's what a lot of people fail to realize in financial institutions, that the attention to detail goes a long way for you to be able to make sure that you're on your P's and Q's when the customer's requesting information specifically what they're requesting. And if you don't know, most people aren't upset at, hey, you know what, I didn't understand what you were asking for, so if you can be more specific, I'd be more than happy to help you. That goes a long way with the rapport that a customer has with their client. So.
Right. Customer service does go a long way, and being detail oriented, goes a long way as well. And then you mentioned working as a team and things like that, and also keeping your eye on the financial landscape. If you're going to be a person in the financial field, you kind of want to be able to know what's going on Wall Street and also on Main Street as well, to some extent. You
don't have to be a financial guru to work in a financial district.
Okay.
I don't pick up the Wall Street Journal every day and start reading the first thing in the morning with a cup of coffee. That's not what I do. So nobody should think that's what you have to do.
That's a good point.
To be in the financial field. Although you do want to be a student of finance, whereas if seeing the money happens to come on, you shouldn't turn your back all the time. You should be listening if you plan on talking to clients about things that are going on the day-to-day business, or even in my field with me reporting. Some of the stuff that we have to read to go over before we give it to a client or whatever, it should make sense. So if somebody tells me that the president is being impeached, that could determine a downturn in the stock market.
Right.
So if somebody happens that asks me, well, how come my fund didn't perform well this month, and I'm sitting there like, I don't know, it was just a bad month. You want more than that. Like,
exactly.
As a client, you're going to want me to explain to you
Exactly.
why you aren't doing so well. And that's why we have our literary writers, because they're the ones that articulate why a fund isn't doing well.
Okay.
And they go into detail about that. So a literary writer, as I said, being a lawyer, even graphic designers work in the finance field, because the things that the documents that we put out to clients have covers, they have inserts, they have graphs, they have a variety of things that somebody with a graphic design background would be good at.
Okay.
Engineering. I mean, engineering, or I should say, not necessarily engineering, but those that are in like cyber technology.
Okay.
Just like you've seen all day long with not Wikipedia, but what's the financial?
Equifax.
Yeah, Equifax got hacked. There you go. I'm sorry, had a brain fart there. Equifax got hacked, and millions of users, social security numbers and stuff like that. You have security-based individuals within each company that hire people that do cybersecurity to make sure that doesn't happen at financial institutions. That may be in somebody's wheelhouse. That hey, I can go apply for a job at this financial institution because they may need that. They need to prevent hackers from getting people's information. So, a degree would be the first thing I would say that you would need in order to apply at a financial institution.
Okay.
But you don't be locked in the mindset that I have to have a business degree to be in a financial institution, or I have to be a CPA to be in a financial institution. Because not everybody's goal is to be a CPA.
Right.
It's not everybody's goal to be a CEO of a company. But, the other things within a financial institution, just like with any other company, that you'd be able to do.
Well, that's really good to know, because some people do become discouraged because they think they have to have a certain skill set, a specialization to get into a financial institution. And just to let you all know, James worked for a very huge financial institution that's global. So if he say that there's a way for you to get your foot in the door with the skills that you already have, then there's definitely hope, you know. So thank you so much, James. Again, everyone, he was able to come and talk to us about his 9-to-5 grind as a finance professional, but also about his passion project, his pleasure side, as author of the Simple Eats cookbook, a salt to taste cookbook. Also, he can talk to you about his catering business as well. So if you want to hire him to come do an event like a cookout or a wedding or even a candlelight dinner with you and your boo, feel free to reach out to James, because he'll definitely hook you up. And also, before I forget, you know, the illustrator of your cookbook, her name is,
Her name is Jamie Marcus, yes.
Okay, and she can be found at creativerocks.biz. This is a beautiful, beautiful cookbook. When you purchase it, you will see how beautiful the illustrations are. So please feel free to patronize that business as well, along with patronizing James' business with the cookbook and his catering services. Also, side note, he's a photographer and an event promoter. He gives some of the hypest parties, okay? So definitely, you know, visit his social media pages. Are there a few that you want to just throw out real quick for them to go to?
You can find me on Instagram at jflixpix. JFLIXXPIXX on Instagram. On Facebook, it's just James Dickey. If you need to reach me, you can reach me at Gmail, jwdickey, DICKEY @gmail.com. If you want to purchase the cookbook, you can go to www.simpleeats.bigcartel.com, where you can purchase the cookbook. And also, you can purchase the barbecue sauce that we have on there. It's a homemade barbecue sauce, so a lot of people like it, so you can purchase that as well.
Okay.
If you need to reach me for photography,
we're going to have some links for on YouTube, so you can definitely, you know, see the links. But for photography, put that one out there real quick.
If you need me for photography, you can go to, just text me. I don't want to get my number out, 443-992-0001. Or the email address that I gave you earlier, jwdickey@gmail.com. You can also go to my website, jflixpix.smugmug.com, to look at all the photos from all the different events that I do or host.
And don't forget to give a shout out to your daughter too.
I'm sorry. Hey Jamie, Daddy loves you. She's sick right now, so I'm about to go home to her and lay up with her. So.
Yeah, she's adorable. So, you know, congratulations to you, your wife, and your daughter for sure, and all of the people, because it does take a village. So the whole team and everyone who shows James support and that been, you know, marching with him since day one, you know, congratulations to you as well. If you are also a champion of work-life balance like James, and you want to be featured featured on the show to highlight your side hustle or your 9-to-5 grind, please feel to reach out to me. Information is also at the bottom of the YouTube page. Until we meet again, have a nice day. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.